guys, and welcome back to my channel. It is Kaylee of Kaylee Plans, and today I am going to be setting up a new kind of setup in my rings planner, of course using all cloth and paper products. There is just one other shop that I use, but it's basically all cloth and paper and in my VDS shop planner. And my planner pouch is by Holly's Planner Life. To start off this video, I guess, I'm going to show you guys my current setup in my rings planner. So I do try to keep the whole month in, or I'm so sorry, I try to keep the whole year in my planner because with the wedding, there's just a lot that you have to plan like far out ahead. So for that reason, I do keep the full year in. And because I am trying to keep the full year in, I end up at the very beginning here taking a lot of stuff out to make room for some of the new stuff that I want to put in. So the very first thing that I do is swap out my clear dividers from cloth and paper for these new black ones that I got at the Chicago Planner Conference. And I just kind of wanted to give my planner a new vibe, a new feel. It's a really easy way to really change the way your whole planner looks, is just to swap out the dividers. Sorry, my heater kicked on. So these cloth and paper dividers are the plastic ones. I only get plastic dividers. Paper ones just really don't hold up for me. I am a little bit rough with my planner though. And this is my everyday carry, so it does have to be a little bit more durable for that reason. But other than that, I think that they just look really aesthetically pleasing. I also like that all 12 months fit just kind of like in one solid row. The clear dividers that I had were like the tabs were much wider. So it was like 4 months, and then they started like, it would have like 4 months down, and then it would go back to the top. So it was kind of harder to flip to like September, October, November, because they were just like, it was just harder to get to the tabs. So I like that these black tabs, you can just get to all 12 months very easily. And so here at the back of my planner, it's just kind of like all my notes section and like stuff I have to do for the wedding and stuff for my blog and Etsy shop. So I took out just a lot of these blank notes pages that realistically I'm not going to use. I already did all the planning that I need to for those two, for my shop and for my blog. So I really don't need a ton of extra pages, just because it's not practical and I can use that space for something else. And with that, I am just going to go ahead and add in some of my other deco here. So the first thing that I'm going to change is like the vibe when I open my planner. Right now you saw that I have like that boss set up, which is really nice, but since my tabs are now black, I'm thinking that I want to change up that kind of intro page. So the first one I try here is this visionary dashboard that came with, I think it was the February cloth and paper subscription box. Maybe it was I don't know if it was the January or the February, guys. I'm so sorry. But either way, I decided to switch it up by using this 2020, or like the big number 20 dashboard that came in, I think that one was the January subscription box, and I think so was this 2020 vellum that came with it. So I put the vellum on top of the 2020 year at a glance, and I really like how I can like literally not even have to flip that page and be able to see the full year at a glance. That was really convenient for me. And then I still have like kind of a different vibe by having that number 20 that's like white pages. So here I am showing you that the only other shop that I include in this planner is by Goldmine and Coco. They made the social media planning inserts, which are really nice. It has your PR posts. It also has a schedule of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, every day of the week. And if you post it on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, or your blog. So I really like that because I do actually use those for social media sources. I've seen ones that have like Twitter and things like that, but I do not have a Twitter. Well, I do. I just like don't use it. It's a Twitter from like when I was in high school. So if you do find it, I apologize for whatever is on there, and I should not be held responsible for what past Kaylee thought was funny. But with that in mind, I am just adding those social media planners to a couple of the months. So I did get these social media planners from the Chicago Planner Conference, and I am just a little disappointed, I'm not gonna lie. So the first thing that I was disappointed about was that it literally only came with 8 pages, which, like, okay, that's fine. Like, don't give me enough for, like, I don't know. There wasn't even enough for a full year. Like, they didn't even give us 12. So that's the only thing that kind of bothered me, was that it's front and back, but you can only plan for 1 week, or like 1 week on the front and 1 week on the back. So I have to use 2 pages per month. So since it was only 8 pages in the pack of inserts, I get to use this tracker for 4 months. So that's the only complaint that I have. I do wish that it came with more of them, just because I like them so much. But if I do end up using them and they end up being successful for me, I will order more. I like literally bought them thinking there were at least 12 in the pack, and I was a little disappointed to only find 8, but we'll see how they work. The paper is really nice. It's actually smoother than the cloth and paper, which is, I'm touching both of them like right next to each other. It is much smoother, and which means that gel pens won't skip when you write on them as much. So that is nice. That is a nice thing about them. So I'll see how they go, and if my only complaint is that I wish that there were more, which is like kind of not even a complaint, because that's me like saying like, wow, I like them and I wanted more. But if, like I said, if they work out, I will end up getting more. I also ended up adding the cloth and paper project schedule that came in my last box review, and the reason that I put those in was I know that they're like meant for projects, but I really like them for the full month as like a mood tracker on one side and a habit tracker on the other side, because it is double-sided, so I'll be able to use one of those per month. And cloth and paper was very gracious with the amount that they gave us of those, so I was able to use those for everything. Now I am just decorating. I used some cloth and paper Postits, the pink ones at first here, but I ended up switching it out later because I just wasn't feeling the vibe. And then I used this Make It Work Tim Gunn quote washi tape card, which came in, again, a sub box for cloth and paper. And I just wrapped it with some black, white, and gold washi from the Honeybee shop, as well as these little check boxes, which I thought were really cute. They will keep, my checks evenly spaced, and they're already like pre-drawn squares. So I thought I'd throw those in for my wedding section, because there are a lot of things that do still need to get checked off. And I just am a little bit OCD with like my squares and circles not looking exactly the same. So this tape is a lifesaver for me. So I do I do a lot of rolls of this one, just because I did know that I would actually use it. And with that, I just kind of tuck that in my front pocket. I really don't use washi in this planner, but like I said, the checklist one will be functional, and the gold, white, and black one is just really cute. Behind that washi card, I just placed a little piece of black cardstock and the cloth and paper full or like solid colored page flags. So you can literally order all those on cloth and paper. And in the side there, I just tucked in my emergency fund tracker. I really like it. It's something that came in one of the sub boxes for cloth and paper. But it was really cool because it tells you to save like $5 at first, and then 10, 15, and then it like goes back to 5. And you do that for, I don't remember how many weeks it is. I think it's a little bit longer than a year because you're like doing 5, 5, 5, 10, 10, 10, 20, 20, 20, like whatever. So I do think it's a little bit longer than 12 months. But at the end, you save $1,000 just by adding like different quantities. And so I really like that little savings tracker. And then here I just put my little, I like to use, I don't know what these are called. I guess they're journaling cards of some sort, but I use them as my like little like shopping list. So what I do is put the week for it here, and then like the month and the date, I just put like the full week. So I put like March 22nd to the 28th. And then what I'll do is just jot down stuff that we actually have to buy. And instead of taking my full planner into the store, I just take that little to-do list. And that way I'm not like looking like a crazy lady popping open my full planner and like trying to read my checklist and things like that. So that has been working really well for me. Then I go back to working on the back side of my planner, the back pockets. I do wish that this like pocket set was in the front, just because that zipper pouch can get a little bulky if you actually try to utilize it. So I do wish that it was at the back, and you can decorate all the pockets a little bit more, and I do wish the pockets were in the front. So if a VDS shop could just swap those two pockets around, that would be great for me. Then I wanted to bring out these like ASAP inbox, like AM, PM, to do whatever Postits that are white. And I did think that the color of them was a lot better than the pink, so I ended up swapping it out for the pink that I put in the front. But then I also use these transparent sticky notes, which, oh my gosh, you guys, like, I'm so lucky I got these while I was at the Chicago Planner Conference, because I would have missed them and they would have been sold out again if I didn't get them that day. But I put them on my today dashboard, which I did put slits in this dashboard so I could easily pop it out and pop it in every day without having to, not every day, every week, without having to open my rings as much. I like to avoid having to open my rings as much as possible, just because that can damage them or weaken them over time, and especially because the VDS shop ones are ones that you have to push to close, which I clapped on you guys, but I feel like that does more damage than the ones that use the little tabby things on the side to close. But either way, it works out just fine. Then I'm just choosing a couple, sorry, I keep cracking my knuckles, forgetting that creeps people out. So I'm so sorry if that disturbed you. But then I just choose some of the posts. I got a million posts. I bought all the Postits. I just bought one of every color while I was at the Chicago Planner Conference, because my logic was I'm going to probably end up ordering them online, and I'm saving shipping by buying it in person. So I bought all of the colors and of Postits, and so I did want to kind of work those into my planner a little bit, and just add some pops of color. I do want to keep this planner very neutral. I have started a junk journal, which was inspired by one of the classes that I took at the Chicago Planner Conference, but also I just grew up scrapbooking and kind of junk journaling, but I also came into the planner community via bullet journaling, so it kind of is similar to that also. I just like anything with stationery, and that allows me to creatively express myself and keep on track, which is what I do with my planner, because I am very creative, so sometimes I can get a little bit off track. So this keeps me on task and sane. Then I realized that I needed to mark that we finally purchased our save the dates. Guys, save the dates, wedding invitations, are fucking expensive, and sorry for dropping the F-bomb. But, like, we're inviting about 200 people, and, like, this is affordable, like, because even on Minted.com, the price was actually about $100 cheaper on Minted, and by going with the custom stationer in person, it was nice because I actually have, like, a real human person to, like, talk to and, like, work things out with when, like, something's not exactly the way that I want it. She can literally alter it to be however I want it. So we decided to invest the $100, but, like, it was much more than $100. I don't want to, I'm not comfortable, like, shelling out, like, or, like, telling you guys how much I'm shelling out here, but especially just because I feel like people will take, like, context clues of how much I paid for invitations and, like, figure out how much my wedding is costing, and I would just like to keep that confidential. But in the back here, I just put in a Polaroid of my dogs because those are my babies, and this like kind of like month at a glance card that I really like with like the 3 priorities at the bottom. And I swapped out that pink Post-it set at the front for the white ones. I just really like the way the white ended up looking way better. I put only a few of the colored rose dots and the cotton dots at the back. I don't really use any of the other stickers, so I don't know why I was like toting them all around with me, but it did make my planner a lot heavier and thicker. But with that, that is my full planner set up with my pen loops filled, and everything's cloth and paper. The shops will all be tagged below, and please like this video if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to subscribe. And I hope to see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Have a good day, and please stay safe out there with this crazy corona stuff. Bye.